There's a strange moment when you realize wealth doesn't announce itself. It edits itself. It happens quietly, not during a celebration or a big purchase, but in a small, forgettable moment. A conversation that ends earlier than expected. A response that feels complete without explanation. A pause that doesn't feel awkward, only intentional. In most rooms, words spill. People explain who they are, what they want, why they're busy, why they chose this path instead of that one. Language becomes a performance. But in certain rooms, something feels different. Fewer words are used, and yet more is communicated. This difference isn't about intelligence or education, it's about control, about how comfortable someone is with uncertainty, silence, and being misunderstood. Wealthy individuals don't speak differently to impress. They speak differently because they don't need to manage perception minute by minute. Language becomes selective when time, energy, and reputation are protected. And once you notice this distance between noise and power, you can't unsee it. That awareness opens the first rule. Rule 1, they don't explain themselves. Daniel declines an invitation with a short response. No backstory, no justification, no emotional cushioning. The message ends exactly where it needs to end. Most people explain because they fear misinterpretation. They worry silence will be read as rudeness, disinterest, or rejection. So they overcorrect. They add context. They soften decisions until they lose shape. Daniel doesn't do that. Not because of confidence alone, but because the decision was already settled internally. Words are not used to convince others, only to communicate outcomes. Explanation invites debate. Finality invites respect. When reasons are offered unnecessarily, power shifts outward. When reasons stay private, authority stays intact. This rule isn't about being cold, it's about being complete. And completeness rarely needs commentary. Rule 2, they avoid filler language. Claire speaks carefully, not rehearsed, intentional. Every sentence arrives without apology words attached to it. Filler language feels polite, but it quietly weakens intent. Words like just, maybe, or I think introduce doubt before doubt is required. They signal uncertainty even when none exists. Claire understands something subtle. How you speak teaches others how to listen. When language is diluted, attention drifts. When language is clean, people lean in. This rule isn't about sounding formal. It's about respecting your own thoughts enough not to shrink them mid-sentence. When speech becomes precise, silence becomes natural, and confidence begins to sound effortless. Rule 3. They let silence finish the sentence. Michael presents an offer and stops talking. The pause stretches longer than comfort allows. Someone else fills it. Silence creates pressure, but not the aggressive kind. It creates space, and space reveals truth. The person who speaks next often reveals urgency, discomfort, or desire. Most people rush to fill silence because they associate it with failure. Michael associates it with leverage. The words already landed. Anything added would only weaken them. Silence isn't emptiness, it's restraint in motion. And those who control silence often control outcomes without appearing to try. Rule 4. They don't narrate their struggles. Emma experiences a setback. Plans change, adjustments are made, nothing is announced. Struggle exists at every level, but wealthy individuals contain it, not out of pride, but out of discipline. Public struggle invites commentary, advice, and distraction. Private struggle allows clarity. Emma doesn't seek comfort through explanation. She seeks resolution through action. Emotional energy stays directed instead of dispersed. This rule preserves momentum, because not every challenge needs witnesses. Rule 5. They speak in decisions, not debates. Thomas enters the conversation after listening. When he speaks, it's not to explore possibilities, it's to state direction. Debate often masquerades as intelligence. In reality, it delays commitment. Those who debate endlessly often seek certainty through consensus. Thomas already resolved uncertainty internally. The words reflect that closure. Decisions compress time, they reduce friction, they shift rooms forward, and authority becomes visible when discussion ends naturally. Rule 6. They avoid emotional absolutes. Lena discusses failure without emotional exaggeration. No extremes, no permanent labels. Words like always and never lock experiences into identity. They turn moments into narratives and narratives into limits. Lena's language stays flexible because her thinking does. She leaves space for recovery, learning, and movement. This rule protects resilience because flexible language keeps futures open. Rule 7. They don't fill space with opinions. Alex listens longer than expected. When speaking, it's measured. Opinions are abundant. Observation is rare. Speaking to be seen costs more than staying quiet and learning. Alex understands that attention is currency. Spending it carefully builds influence. Listening becomes strategic, and restraint becomes informational advantage. Rule 8. They speak slower than the room. Rachel's pace changes the atmosphere. Without effort, others match it. Speed suggests urgency. Slowness suggests security. Those who rush often reveal dependence on outcomes. Rachel doesn't hurry clarity. Her calm regulates the room. This rule isn't about speech, it's about emotional control, and calm always carries authority. Rule 9. They avoid self-deprecation. Nathan laughs without diminishing himself. Self-deprecating humor feels harmless, but repetition trains perception. Over time, jokes turn into labels. Nathan redirects humor without self-erasure. Confidence remains intact. This rule preserves dignity, because how you joke teaches others how to value you. Rule 10. They don't speak from urgency. An email arrives. Time passes. Then a response. Urgency reveals dependence. It signals imbalance. Those with options don't rush. Time becomes leverage when patience replaces reaction. This rule protects positioning, because whoever needs less usually controls more. Rule 11. They ask fewer, better questions. Sophia asks one question, not many. Quality questions reshape rooms. They reveal depth without noise. Sophia doesn't scatter curiosity, she concentrates it. This rule turns curiosity into influence, because precision always outperforms volume. Rule 12. They don't overuse personal stories. A meal ends without disclosure. Trust still grows. Oversharing creates imbalance. It trades privacy for connection too cheaply. Privacy isn't secrecy, it's structure. It keeps relationships clean and power-aligned. This rule protects dignity, because not everything valuable should be accessible. Rule 13. They avoid loud agreement. Agreement arrives quietly. No performance required. Loud agreement seeks belonging. Subtle alignment signals security. Silence affirms enough. This rule preserves independence, because confidence doesn't need applause. Rule 14. They speak less. When winning success arrives, words disappear. Winning attracts attention. Attention attracts interference. Silence protects momentum. This rule preserves trajectory, because progress grows best unseen. Rule 15. They don't correct everyone. An error passes unchallenged. Correction often serves ego more than truth. Energy is saved by letting small inaccuracies go. Peace is prioritized over validation. This rule preserves focus, because control isn't proven through correction. Rule 16. They let others underestimate them. Expectations stay low. Pressure fades. Underestimation creates room. Visibility attracts resistance. Quiet movement stays efficient. This rule turns silence into camouflage, because surprise is strongest when preparation is hidden. Rule 17. They know words create futures. A single sentence changes direction. Calm, measured, final. Words shape identity. Identity shapes decisions. Decisions shape outcomes. Language isn't decoration, it's architecture. Those who understand this speak carefully, because the future listens. The elite don't speak less because they lack thoughts. They speak less because they understand weight. Every word builds reputation. Every pause protects leverage. Every silence preserves direction. In a world addicted to noise, restraint becomes rare, and rarity, over time, becomes wealth. By the end of this video, the shift isn't loud, it's permanent. If this way of moving through life resonates with you, comment silence below, not as noise, but as recognition. You're watching the Lux Ledger. Subscribe and stay with those who grow in silence.